The top four race is actually heating up right now, and if you're a Manchester United fan, you must be so angry. Don't worry, as a Liverpool fan, I felt my own yesterday, and today is your turn. I mean, Manchester United have just lost to 10 men. Newcastle United were a man down, and Manchester United still lost this game. Now, I'm just going to say it now, and I'll still say it again. When I was saying that Manchester United were not playing good football and their performances were not great, people were saying, oh, what do you mean by that? They've won so many games. And I was saying the performances are not good. The results are good. At the end of the day, football is about results. But then when your performances are not good, how sustainable are the results going to be? And now they have finally lost their first game under Michael Carrick. The honeymoon has finished. Now, we'll all be realistic now. But on the other hand, Chelsea beats Aston Villa and absolutely destroyed them 4-1. Aston Villa have found themselves going from a title race to fighting for survival in this top 4, top 5 race, because all of a sudden they're absolutely terrible in terms of how they're playing their football. So this is a very interesting one, and Chelsea are finally back to winning ways. They needed to win today, and that's exactly what they did. As a Liverpool fan, I'm happy to see that the top 4 race is not as difficult as it was going to look if Manchester United won today or Aston Villa won today. So I'm very happy to see that some people drop points. But ultimately, this is going to be one that's probably going to be settled at the end of the season, because a lot of these teams are playing against each other. But let's talk about all these matches as they happen. First and foremost, Newcastle against Manchester United. I have to give the facts of this one, because Newcastle had a terrible home record before this game. They had lost like 3 of their last home games at home. Yeah, 3 of the last games at home. Same thing, you get the points. They had lost 3 of their last Premier League home games on the bounce. So Manchester United were coming into this one as the favourites, in my opinion. Before this game, they had won 6 from 7. And then they had drawn 1. So it was looking good. And this was really their opportunity. They could have gotten another win. In fact, I predicted that they were going to win. But I still said it, that this match, if Manchester United keep playing the way they've been playing, then they are most likely going to end up getting a draw in this game. But somehow, they actually even lost to a 10-man Newcastle. Absolutely shameful in my opinion. But, I mean, positives. A few games ago, or before Ruben Amorim left, they were not even looking at a top 4 race. In fact, it was looking like, oh, can we possibly get into Europe next season? But all of a sudden, they're still 3rd. So it's still a good result. No, it's not a good result. But it is still, manageable for them, in my opinion, because they're still in a top 4 race. They're still 3rd in the league. Right now, they're level on points to Aston Villa. And they are 3 points ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. So there's no room for error, guys. Like the teams here, Manchester United, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Liverpool need to start getting points, no matter how it is. And some of them play against each other. So what Chelsea did today in beating Aston Villa was a very good result for them, because it pulls Aston Villa down and it pulls Chelsea up a bit. It's not perfect at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you look at it, in the Premier League, you may end up getting 5 different teams in the Champions League because of the coefficients and how well the English teams are doing in Europe. Because right now, there's still 6 teams in the round of 16. So that's still a very good percentage. And in the Europa League and the Conference League, the teams are still there. Like, the teams that started are still there. You still have Aston Villa in the Europa League. You still have Nottingham Forest in the Europa League. And in the Conference League, you still have Crystal Palace. So they're doing well. They're representing England really well. And it's probably going to lead them to getting an extra spot in the Champions League again next season, just like it was this season. So, ultimately, it is probably going to be the top 5. Now, the way I'm looking at it, I'm starting to think that Aston Villa may be the ones to drop out. I want Liverpool to get into this one. I'm so happy that Manchester United lost, because it still gives us hope. But ultimately, I still say that we need to find a way back into this one. But let me keep talking about Manchester United for now. I think this is a reality check. Like I said, they've not been playing well. Results are important. Results will always be the first thing. But after results, how are the performances going? And the performances recently have not been good. They have not been good at all. In fact, I'm going to talk about their last few games. This one they lost. Everybody knew that, it was not a good performance from the start of the game till the end. The game against Crystal Palace, like I said, that in my last video about them, I said Manchester United did not play well. They got a win, but that only came after the red card, because from there, Crystal Palace could not hold on and they couldn't do much. Against Everton, it was not a very good display. They won the game. At the end of the day, winning is more important. So they won the game, and that was good for them. Against West Ham, they drew the game. They almost lost the game. This is a West Ham side that yes, they just won today, but they're still 18th. They're still in the bottom three. They are still primed for relegation. So this is not a good result for Manchester United. And against Tottenham, it was a red card. I'm not trying to say, oh, it's bad that they got a red card. Even in the last game, they got a red card. Today, they got a red card, and they still lost. Like, the teams they were playing against got red cards, and they still lost today. In the other game, they just managed to win. And in this Tottenham game, it was the red card to me that helped them. I'm not trying to say that they would not have won. I think they would have won that game, but it was not a good performance. So, like I said, the West Ham game was not a good performance. The Tottenham game, it was the red card in my opinion. The Fulham game, they went from 2-0 up in the 85th minute to going to 2-2 just around the 90th minute or the 91st minute. So they almost dropped points in that game as well. But Benjamin Sesko came at the end of the game and saved it for them. So good result for them. And also, like, the two games that I would say hands down, Manchester United played well under Michael Carrick with the 3-2 win against Arsenal and the 2-0 win against Man City. So I think they've been found out. And I think ultimately, all the people who are saying, oh, Michael Carrick should be the manager, I think you need to calm down. Wait till the end of the season and let Manchester United's board assess. I think there are better options, in my opinion. I'm not trying to say like Michael Carrick cannot do the job. I'm not saying he's not a future Manchester United manager down the line. But what has he done to prove that he deserves the job? Yes, he has won many games. That is enough for some people. But for me, as a football fan, like just saying, in terms of good teams playing well, I think if I was a Manchester United fan, that would not be enough for me. I need to see the better performances so that even when we lose, I know that, okay, it was just a lack of luck today. In the last few games, they've been lucky to get the results, and now they were unlucky in this one because the performance was not good and they were not able to find a way, despite being one man up. So I think it's time for Manchester United to really think. Manchester United fans, don't get ahead of yourselves. I'm not trying to say that you're not in a fantastic position, but you need to be realistic and look at what's happening right now. The United performances are not great. So ultimately, I have to say that the final goal, the Will Osula goal, was absolutely brilliant. Like, what a banger, what a screamer, and what a painful way to lose. What a brilliant way to win. What a brilliant way to finish or to end your losing streak at home. So a good result for Newcastle in general. So, like I said, Manchester United, go back to the drawing board because it is not perfect yet. There are still positives to take. 6 wins from 8. That's very good, but ultimately, the performances are not great. 6 weeks from 8, the performances are not great. It's good to go to school. Anyway, Aston Villa lost to Chelsea 4-1. Guys, before this game, I was just looking at what was on the line. And I thought to myself, this could be a tight one. But I was not even close to being tight at all. Aston Villa were absolute rubbish in this game. Yes, they went up and it was 1-0. They were looking good. They were happy. Literally in like 2 minutes. So they were just winning at the end, at like literally 2 minutes into the game. But I mean, Chelsea said, no, we're not going to play around. And they found a way back into the game. Joao Pedro scored 2 goals initially before completing his hat-trick in the second half. But he scored 2 goals. And I was like, wow, okay. Joao Pedro has been in really good form as well. I don't know how many goals he scored, but he seems to be on the score sheet every time Chelsea score a goal. So it's looking good for Joao Pedro. Like, he's finally settling in. Maybe he's the striker they've needed for a while. I still don't think striker is his best position. I think he plays best just behind the striker or playing as his second striker. But ultimately, he's getting the goals, and that's what's important for him. But at the end of the day, he got a hat-trick in this one. And also, Cole Palmer got on the score sheet as well. So for Chelsea, this is a brilliant result. Like, after losing to Arsenal at the Emirates and drawing against Burnley and Leeds, 2 really disappointing results for a team that's trying to get into the top 4 or the top 5. They needed to find a win, and they've been able to get a win in this one, and that's what's most important. In fact, they've gone above Liverpool now, so they're 5th. Liverpool dropped to 6th because the goal difference is absolutely terrible for a defending champion. God knows what I want to say about Arne Slot, but today is not about Liverpool. That guy needs to go. Anyway, the point is, for Chelsea, they're back to winning ways. That's a very important one. And now, all the way from, looking like things were not good, just 1 win takes them within 3 points of Manchester United in 3rd. So if Manchester United lose another game and Chelsea win, I think based on goal difference, they could find themselves in 3rd. So, I mean, it's a positive result and it's a very important result for them. I know some Manchester United fans wanted Chelsea to lose this game and to win against Newcastle, but that's exactly the opposite of what happened. So, honestly, Villa, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, they've dropped 12 points from a possible 30 in their last 10 games. That is not good enough. That's really not good enough. And losing 4-1 at home, that's also a big psychological blow in my opinion. So, As it is now, the title race is very no, not the title race. None of these teams are even close to the title. But as it is now, the top 4 race is looking very, very tight. It's looking very poised for something very interesting. 3 points between 3rd and 6th. It should be fun. Unfortunately, my own team is 6th, and it's not fun to look at that. But ultimately, I know that there's still a chance because Liverpool know what is on the line. After spending £450 million, if you do not go to the Champions League, it's going to be absolutely embarrassing, and it's not going to be good for the business and financially for the club. So you know what to do, Liverpool. You have gotten away this week with a loss, and Manchester United somehow losing, and Aston Villa also losing. So the fact that you dropped by one place does not mean that it's over for you, because it could have been a 6-point gap, but it's still just 3. So very lucky. But ultimately, Chelsea must be feeling really happy. This was the first of maybe a few games that I know that they have some tough games. They have some really tough games. I need to check what games that they have again, because it's not looking very good for Chelsea for the rest of the season. They have some really, really tough games. So this was one. They've won it, which is very good for them. They play Wrexham next. Objectively, I think they should be winning that game, but we know the story of Wrexham and how beautiful their story is, and oh my god, they came from one division to the next one, and it looks like they might be promoted to the Premier League next season. But it's going to be an interesting one, but it's away. Then they play PSG, and then Newcastle, who just beat Manchester United. So that's a tough game. Then they play PSG again. Everton could be tough. And then they play Manchester City. So this win was very important. And then they now play Manchester United. So Manchester United and Chelsea will play themselves. It's going to be a very interesting one. Then they play Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and they play Liverpool. Oh, Arne Slot, if you know what is good for you. I will not speak too much about that guy, because I have a lot of anger in my soul for Arne Slot. But that's it for this one. I've rambled a lot, but I hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure you like the video. If you actually like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Please share with a friend that may like this content as well. I would love if you can subscribe. I'm on the road to 300 subscribers. Thank you guys for every single person who's here and has subscribed so far. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. And please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Anything about encouragement, anything you think I can improve on, just let me know what you think. I'll really appreciate it. And before you leave, make sure you watch one of these videos, and I'll see you guys there. Cheers.